When you're with somebody and you feel someone's energy pulling on you, you're not imagining that. And how does that happen? One of the ways that people attach and drain you is complaining. Constant complainers, that is a vampiric quality, or shall I say trait. That's a vampiric trait. They complain. What they're doing, just energetically, is they're saying, I'm not generating enough energy from inside of myself. So what I'm going to do is attach myself to your willpower, and I'm going to use mine to complain about something, and then you will provide me with positive energy, with optimism, with hope, and then I will go doot, 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 and I will feel empowered, and then you'll detach. But that person will have no intention of actually acting on that power. In fact, they'll simply like feeding off of you, go home for a day, feed off of that, not use it because it's not their energy, it's yours. But it will be like a transfusion. It's like an energetic transfusion that they will use, and then the next day they have to find more, which is why you think after a while, I can't be around that person. We have the same conversation, it's the same thing, and nothing ever changes. Because you can't, here's the truth, pay attention to this. You cannot create off of someone else's energy. You absolutely cannot create off of someone else's energy. You, we can only create off of our own life force, our own. That is what karma's about. We cannot utilize someone else's life force and think that we can make something happen from their life force. It's not possible. People can supply us with grace through prayer, and that is the supplement that we can utilize. Grace through prayer. But if you are vampiric in your style and you use complaining, and you think that that's going to help, and you might feel a temporary, I'm so supported by that person because they listen to me. But by the next day, you're right back where you started, because that's how the laws of energy work. You cannot live off of someone else's energy. And this is why, from a different point of view, we are all called to develop our sense of self. We are all called to develop our sense of self-esteem. We are all wired to to listen and hear our intuitive guidance that says, do this, do that, do this, because it empowers us in order so that we can make decisions that further our own life journey.
So, y'all, I'm sitting here minding my business in my house coat, cozy. I got the heat on, rub my feet together, and I stumbled down this rabbit hole, y'all. And let me tell you, I am glad I did, because what? So, my auntie works at a place where, they send people who they think are one of those institutions, right? So she was telling me about this lady that they had there that was there because she was making claims of being from a different timeline, a different dimension, and somehow stated that she just woke up in 2024, right? Okay. You following me? Keep listening. So this lady came to the institution. She was admitted. They ran tests on her, and long story short, they ended up not being able to find any evidence that this woman was lying in any way, shape, or form. And I mean, every test that they ran and all the evidence that they did find honestly did support everything that she was saying. Like, they could not find a hole in her story at all. So this woman's story goes like this. She wakes up. It's 2024. She's looking around like, where am I? What's going on? And how did I get here? Right? Okay. So she ends up going outside and stumbling upon a stranger who she described as having colorful hair, face tattoos, and piercings, which scared the shit out of her, I can imagine. So she literally is looking around in this futuristic world compared to where she woke up from, and she asked this man who looks very odd to her, I'm guessing, and she asked him, are you an alien? Where am I? What's going on? So you can imagine straight out of the gate, this man's probably thinking like, lady, who are you? Are you crazy? Like, go away. She proceeds to start telling this man, I am from the 80s. When I went to sleep, it was 1984, I believe they said. And what year is it now? What's going on? This man proceeds to tell her, baby, it is 2024. Like, did you bump your head before you went to bed? Because it's not the 80s. It hasn't been for quite a while. So the guy proceeds to ask her multiple questions about different things like the Mandela effect and so on and so forth. So he starts asking her questions about like the Bernstein Bears. You know, like I guess the Bernstein Bears, like were spelled different. And so he asked her how did he remember them and how did she remember them being spelled. She responded that she remembered the Bernstein Bears being spelled with the A. That's number one, with the A. Which would mean that she wasn't from today. She was from back then when it did have an A. Then he proceeds to ask her about Nelson Mandela. You know, the whole gist of the Mandela effect. And she tells him, yes, Nelson Mandela is the president in South Africa. At least when I went to sleep, he was. He's not dead. This man is still very much alive. So he's asking her all these different questions, and she literally gets every single last one of them correct for her being born or going to sleep in the time period that she said she went to sleep in. Okay? So, at this point, the man is intrigued. So the man shows her TikTok, and they get on TikTok together, and she kind of goes down this whole rabbit hole of like different dimensions, timelines, and she's 100% convinced that somehow she ended up switching timelines. When she went to sleep, she woke up, it's 2024, she does not want to be here, and she needs to go back ASAP. So luckily this woman had shelter because the house that she woken up in was a house that her family owned, and apparently it was still in her family in 2024 because that's the house that she woke up in, and so that is where she was staying at. So she goes back home. This woman goes down like this whole long rabbit hole of like conspiracy theories, trying to figure out what happened and how can she get back home, to the point where she is like obsessed with it. She's starting to go crazy with it. Like, this is all she's doing every day, every single day. She's saying she has a husband, she has children, and she needs to get back home ASAP. You know, she got a family, and it ain't no reason for her to be in 2024 all alone. You know, so this woman, long story short, ends up going crazy with these conspiracy theories, and then one day she walks into a scientific research center where where she's located, and this woman basically has a whole plan devised, this device she needs made in order for her to go back to the 80s. So that does not go over well, of course. The police ended up being called, and she kept coming back day after day, and, which eventually led to her being instituted. Like, they put her in a crazy house where she met my aunt. And she told my aunt her whole story. There's a lot of details and things that I'm
What I'm gonna do, since y'all couldn't hear anything that I was saying, and I was just sitting up here lip syncing, that's probably why everybody was looking at me, because wasn't shit coming out of my mouth. But now it is, because I know I had to take that mute off. Now my ass is unmuted. They done took the muscle off the dog. Watch out now. Nah, man, this lady, it's a story time, and she was telling a story. You understand what I'm saying? She was telling a story about how this lady woke up, and she say she from somewhere else, and nobody believed her. She went to this place, demanded some shit, because she from somewhere else and they ain't bleed her. And yeah, I'm gonna let her finish telling the story. I kind of scooted it back. But y'all, this is story time, man. That's why I say, go get you some popcorn. This is what I said while I was holding the mic, like I was really talking to y'all. Go get you some popcorn. Go get you some, if you like some chips. If you're a little Debbie dweller, go get you a little Debbie snack. Whatever you do, roll up, pull up, and sit back. We're gonna watch this, because whatever I picked, she been asleep for 40 years. Sleep. I'm talking about spit on the pillow. Sleep for 40 years, and she wake up talking about this shit. I already know how this ended. As soon as they say she was asleep 40 years and was demanding some shit, you already know she was going. If she was in Galveston, her ass would have been on 5700 Avenue H.
baby, it is 2024. Like, did you bump your head before you went to bed? Because it's not the 80s. It hasn't been for quite a while. So the guy proceeds to ask her multiple questions about different things like the Mandela effect and so on and so forth. So he starts asking her questions about, like, the Bernstein Bears. Like, I guess the Bernstein Bears, like, were spelled different. And so he asked her, how did he remember them, and how did she remember them being spelled? She responded that she remembered the Bernstein Bears being spelled with the A. That's number one, with the A. Which would mean that she wasn't from today. She was from back then when it did have an A. Then he proceeds to ask her about Nelson Mandela,
I know she's telling the story. But God dog it. So you mean to tell me we live in a time now where some shit used to be spelled one way when it was a VCR tape and an 8-track, and now today that we not on DVDs or CDs no more, that shit, they just switched one letter and another letter and changed it, huh? So you mean to tell me some shit out there changing some shit that we ain't got no control over, and then there's people that kept up with the shit, because there's some baby hoarders out there that kept up with shit since they was little and could prove that shit was spelled the way that she said or he said. I don't know how that shit was spelled. My job when I was a kid was not to learn how to spell a cartoon. It was to watch them motherfuckers so you wouldn't catch a whooping. Anyway, let me get back to what we was talking about. Let's see if this finish the story now, girl.
the whole gist of the Mandela effect. And she tells him, yes, Nelson Mandela is the president in South Africa. At least when I went to sleep, he was. He's not dead. This man is still very much alive. So he's asking her all these different questions, and she literally gets every single last one of them correct for her being born or going to sleep in the time period that she said she went to sleep in. Okay. So at this point, the man is intrigued. So the man shows her TikTok, and they get on TikTok together, and she kind of goes down this whole rabbit hole of like different dimensions, timelines, and she's 100% convinced that somehow she ended up switching timelines. When she went to sleep, she woke up, it's 2024, she does not want to be here, and she needs to go back ASAP. So luckily this woman had shelter, because the house that she woken up in was a house that her family owned, and apparently it was still in her family in 2024 because that's the house that she woke up in, and so that is where she was staying at. So she goes back home. This woman goes down like this whole long rabbit hole of like conspiracy theories, trying to figure out what happened and how can she get back home, to the point where she is like obsessed with it. She's starting to go crazy with it. Like, this is all she's doing every day, every single day. She's saying she has a husband, she has children, and she needs to get back home ASAP. You know, she got a family, and it ain't no reason for her to be in 2024 all alone. You know. So this woman, long story short, ends up going crazy with these conspiracy theories, and then one day she walks into a scientific research center where she's located, and this woman basically has a whole plan devised of this device she needs made in order for her to go back to the 80s. So that does not go over well, of course. You know, the police ended up being called, and she kept coming back day after day, and, you know, which eventually led to her being instituted. Like, they put her in a crazy house where she met my aunt, and she told my aunt her whole story. There's a lot of details and things that I'm leaving out. You know, if y'all want them, I have to put it in a part 2. But yeah, which is where she met my aunt, though. So she confided in my aunt, telling her, you know, her whole life story, everything that was going on, and, you know, how she was determined to make it back home, and she just did not understand or could not understand how she ended up here to begin with, but she was determined to make it back home. She had to make it back home to her family, her kids, and at this point that was like her life's mission. This video is already too long. If you want to know what happened after that, then I'll do a part 2, or if you have any questions about anything that I left out in this part, then yeah. But to me, that was just so crazy, and it made me kind of start going down a rabbit hole and going crazy too, because I started thinking, like, what if she's in line? Like, so many people just like to say that these things are lies, but what if this lady is not lying? Like, we have seen weirder and crazier things happen in this lifetime, and how did she get here? Because I want to go to sleep and wake up in a different time too.
First of all, I don't want to wake up and it's 40 years gone, because I don't want to know what the hell I done land in. And I know I got to adapt to some shit. I ain't scared to adapt. You put me anywhere. I don't give a fuck if it's 1,000, a billion, trillion, whatever, like them kids say, a trillion, billion, million goddamn Tesla robots out there, and they no human being, nigga. I'm gonna adapt. I'm gonna have to walk like them. I'll put some oil on my goddamn elbows so I can blend in with them funky motherfuckers. Y'all know I'm just bullshit, man. It's for entertainment purposes only. I just be bullshitting, making people have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're having a rough patch in life, and they can just come over here and just let that shit go for however long I'm on here going, and we can just have a good time and go on about our business, man. I'm gonna come about 6 days a week. We're gonna have these videos. I'm gonna pick them this stuff that's happening all across the world. And whatever the title I put up there, man, y'all pay attention, man. Y'all need to subscribe so that bell will let you know when I'm going on, because I don't know what I be going on. I just move when the spirit tell me to move. This is top TikTok videos that took the internet by storm on YouTube. You feel me? Let's continue with these videos, man.
Bleach and pine, real pine saw.
And I would actually get demons out the house.
Yeah, it cleans the bacteria. Demons hate the smell of bleach and pine saw. Real pine saw. It's alkalinity. It's high alkalinity. You know, pine come from the evergreen tree. Evergreen tree is high alkaline. It's the only tree that stay green all year round. When you clean your house with pine saw and bleach, you cast the demons out right there. Lemon and lime are cleansers too. We're dealing with acidic and alkalinity.
Pine saw, boy.
We all been lied to about the truth behind the times of 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. And I'm about to tell you exactly what the fuck be going on at that time. Let's get into it. Basically, during this time, the veil between our realm and the other higher realms of existence is thinnest at this point, right? Everybody's been told that. But did you know that at this point in your time, if you get woken up, it's called the ambrosial hour, and it's actually a huge energetic boost for all of us that naturally we wake up during the night sometimes when our soul, aka our higher self, wants us to use this energy to be in the creator mode of this reality. So if you ever played Minecraft, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. It's actually a great time for you to be in the purgatory. You're not dead, you're not alive, but you're on the other side. Because did you not know, friend, that everything that we're doing is a dream right now? Yes! Even when we go to sleep, we think we're sleeping.
Wake up.
We're not sleeping. We're actually
Nah,
just back
man,
in
I
our
got a
original
video that's
state
coming
of
up.
nothingness. And we're without a body, so we're without having a human experience, and we are just experiencing life without this vessel. And that's what happens when we're asleep. But when we wake up during those times, we are still in that state because your brain is the map and the gateway to consciousness.
Your brain, whatever you
It's not
think
going
it.
to be like
Just
this.
so silly.
I'm going from here to another wonderful place, and we're going to have big crowds. There's never been any. This spirit, I don't know if it's ever going to be replicated, but I just want to tell you I love you all. I love you all.
Hey, it's been some people. Hey, I'm just saying, I don't wish no ill will on anything. Copyright. This is for entertainment purposes only. I don't wish nothing on nobody. Period. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just putting these videos again because, like I say, it's some people that already been saying it with their mouth. They don't even need me to say it. They've been saying it anyway. They just spam in the comments if you think that he gonna make it through the 4 years. Let me know in the chat if you think that he gonna make it to 4 years. Put the 9s in the chat if you think he gonna make it 4 years. Put the 3s in the chat if you don't think he gonna make the 4 years. You don't think he gonna make it, put a 3. If you think he gonna make it, make a 9. Put it in the chat. I want to see if y'all think President Trump gonna make it. He got 4 years. You think he gonna make it? A lot of people say it's his age. A lot of people say, hey, 2 people already tried to take him out, and it was his own people trying to take him out. His own people trying to take him out. The man's 70-something years old, and you trying to get taken out. You 77 years old, and somebody still trying to take you out? Man, that shit now I know there's a lot of brains that went, just like mine. That man is 70-something years old and they still trying to kill him. You had plenty of time too. The nigga's 76. Anyway.
The 3 signs from God you're being called as a warrior. Ever feel like you're fighting a battle that no one else sees? Here are 3 signs you might be called as a warrior by God. Stay till the end. The last one is rare. First, finding people who match your mentality is tough. True warriors are rare. Remember, there was only one Jesus. The bigger your destiny, the smaller your circle might feel. Second, does peace feel elusive to you? If your best moments of peace come after a hard day's work, knowing you've honored the gift of life God gave you, you're on the warrior's path. Third, and this is rare, you think a lot about sacrifice. Ordinary desires don't move you. Your mission is to work hard, provide for your loved ones, and break generational curses to pave a peaceful path for the future. If this resonates with you, it's no coincidence. That's why I wrote The Ancient Teachings of God's Warrior. It's a guide for those who feel this deep calling to ensure we never lose our way. Being a warrior isn't easy. If you're ready to embrace your calling, check out the teachings. It's an investment in your spiritual journey, cheaper than the devil's temptations, and far more nourishing for the true warriors of God. This is for you. Save this video for when the battle gets tough, and share it with fellow. Drop an amen if you have God in your heart. My blessings come from the grace of God. And leave us a follow for more videos. God bless.
In any place where you have a speaker, a singer, a performer, a movie, that's why they have these cineplexes going on now, not only to save money, but to get you corralled under one door.
Hey, check this out. I said this is a video that's going to match what the other video was talking about as far as you're not really asleep when you think you're sleeping. And then, they was talking about between the hours of 3 and 5. They told us, hey, those hours between 3 and 5, you get up and you manifest or whatever you want to happen to you in a manifestation type of way, then that's the time to do it. Others, and this is just the time that your body is rejuvenating itself and getting extra energy to go on by the push that you're going on. So, hey, man, take this for a grain of salt. Like, you know what I'm saying? We can build on this stuff that we really be watching because this stuff really helps us. I know what I'm here for and I know what the purpose is. You keep rocking with me, you're going to see where I'm going with this whole thing. Even when I do my little podcast on Sundays with the Make It Make Sense. you know, because this Sunday it's going to be something epic. I'm going to put some stuff out there that it's time to ruffle some feathers, because it's a ruffle feathers type of time we live in right now. You might as well shake it up, because whatever there's been kind of on the surface, that shit there is exposed. You starting to see the head come out the ground. But I don't want to sit up here and talk to y'all to death, because this ain't the platform to do it. We're just going to let these videos do it. Let's continue.
And once you do that, you have a brain that has 2 lobes, 5 divisions. You have your left brain and your right brain. One is called logical, the other is called rational. Actually irrational, because the right brain is like a 5-story building, a block square, and the left brain's like a Quonset hut. You've got the left brain controlling a 5-story building with everything you can think of in it, and this is where we give most of our attention to the so-called logical brain. So once the logical brain, which supposedly differentiates and teaches you right from wrong, makes you use logic and governorship by logic, once the left brain is occupied, logically looking at, singing, dancing, whatever it is, and getting your attention, the right brain can be easily accessed. When the right brain can be easily accessed, interesting things happen. The right brain believes anything that it hears in your tenor of voice, your modulation of voice, your volume of voice, everything about your vibration. Anytime it hears it, it believes it. Under hypnosis, you deaden the left brain, the logical reasoning conspiracy brain, and you open up the right brain. Drugs can do it, but a simple thing like using the spoken word can now do it too. Because in many of these places, they are wired for sound that you do not hear. They're wired to work on a frequency that the left brain doesn't pick up, but the right brain does. I have a workshop, and that's the way I got through school so fast people couldn't understand. In fact, they accused me of cheating. I didn't have to cheat because the Creator had already cheated for me. I found out an easy way to access the right brain, which forgets nothing, and how to tag it, call it up when I need it. It's still doing it, but now it's doing it without your control. The key is to be able to control the genie, the jinn, the wonderful spiritual inside you that begs for freedom and gets locked up. Your right brain can do just about anything you imagine because it is your key to spirit, mind, and soul. Through the pineal gland and the king's chamber and the lower queen's chamber, which is nothing but the hypothalamus of the 2 biggest organs and glands in your body, that separates you from the beast and everything else, and they deaden it. So once you're occupied with the left brain, they can now send down a high frequency signal to your right brain. You won't even be implanted, and you'll carry out every instruction that it gives you because your governor is off. Your modulator is gone. And then they tell you to forget that it was gone if you remember to forget. Huh? I love playing with you because they already are. I do it with love. They do it with malice, aforethought, and hate, and envy. Worse than that, they envy you. You don't even know why you're envying, but you are. Anything that speeds up 6 times over and becomes a blur is what your right brain hears. Anything below that is what your left brain, logical brain hears, and your right brain just goes to sleep and says, well, it's another foolish day. Another day I can sleep because the people ain't ready. They're not operating on a vibration fast enough. Well, in spite and despite of you, the planet is now going to operate on a frequency that's fast enough. And if you don't catch up, you're going to die. You're going to die anyway. But you'll die faster if you can't keep in synchronous, in harmony, in vibrational, rational with the planet. Your planet is speeding up its vibrational rate. It's creating a magnetic field. Magnetism is for the spiritual people. It's for people with souls. It's what our planet used to have before the moon was put here, before all the Dracons came here and tried to make it part of their galaxy and tried to create humanoids, succeeded in one, failed in the other, but they're still trying. I just told you a lot right there. Don't know how many of you heard me, but I tried. At this time, there's a battle between the draconic forces called snake people, alligator people, reptile people, whatever you want to call them, that are egg-born, have no souls, and the soul womb-borns who are just beginning to find out how you fought the battle and licked them before, but now they're licking you, and you know what they're licking you in. Because it's a time when you're going backwards instead of forwards. And as you try to awaken, they put more stress on you. Reverse mortgages, subprime loans, bills sending twice a month to you, taxes overtaxing, depleted uranium, shots, vaccines. Here comes the next flu. Here comes the next epidemic. Here's something going to fall on your head from space. Anything to keep you so stressed out that you cannot take time to meditate and to think. Anything to make you think that material things are the only thing you have in life, when you were born here to learn that the spiritual value is what you really must come back to.
No, I like her straight to the point, you know what I'm saying? And say what you got to say it with confidence, lay it out there, and whoever going to pick it up, going to pick it up. Whoever going to leave it there, going to leave it there. Whoever going to try to get rid of it and dismiss it, that's what's going to happen. But if any of those things have to happen, then you might have to put it in consideration. I'm just saying. If any of those things have to happen to it, anything that's read or seen or has to be some type of artifact, you got to believe. You got to believe it was some other shit. And I'm here for the other shit. I'm interested in that. Yeah, I got time for that. I don't know what y'all is, but that's what I'm interested in. That's why I chose the lane that I am with these reaction videos. I like to dig deep, man. I don't like to just scratch the surface. Some of them surfaces ain't strong enough to carry my big ass. You feel me?
And until the black woman comes forward with her spiritual presence, we cannot have a renewed, rejuvenated, and peaceful, harmonious society. She is the center of our world. And that ain't gonna change. You see? Her energy dictates to us our behavior. If her energy grips you between your legs, you're gonna be jealous and wild and lusty, suspicious. If her energy grips you in your heart, you're going to be a wonderful, calm, and balanced human being, full of love and joy and happiness. She's the center of your life. If you want to know what the trouble is out there, Mama is, I like what Farrakhan said, Mama is first God on the left, rocking the baby, feeding the baby, nursing the baby, rocking the baby, teaching the baby to talk, to sing, to play. That's God. First God. And what Mama knows, she tells baby. What she don't know, she cannot tell baby. So if Mama is ignorant of self, she's ignorant of baby. So she's going to miseducate baby. That's what you see out there. People who don't know who they are, what they are, and many of them don't even know where in the hell they are. Well, Reverend Biscuit ain't changing that. He don't know how to do it. He got a shot out there at the high school the other day, or he was supposed to go out there and give a pep rally, and 5 minutes Reverend Biscuit is preaching. Who you for? Jesus. Who you for? No, it ain't about Jesus, right? It's about who are you? What are you? Where are you? Where can you go? What are your possibilities? What do you have working for you to get where you're going? That's what it's about. That is educate, educare, educo, draw out that which is within.
Roll out. Roll out. Don't that? I
Nobody is going to come save you. The man or
Go
woman
ahead on.
that you see every day in the mirror, that is the only individual that's going to save you. Everything is projection. The world is us pushed out. So what I'm saying is, anything that you believe,
The world is
about
us
yourself,
pushed out.
right? Any way that you see yourself, any way that you view yourself, this is what the world will give you, right? So if you want certain results in your life, don't actually go chase them results. View yourself like you already have those results. View yourself as the individual that deserves those results, right? I give an example. Let's say if you want money, instead of you chasing money, view yourself as a wealthy, disciplined individual. And yes, a wealthy, disciplined individual. First of all, the only way you're even going to get a lot of money is if you're disciplined.
Wealthy,
Half the world
disciplined
is
individual.
disciplined.
Wealthy,
80% of the world
disciplined
isn't
individual.
That's why 80%
Disciplined.
of the world don't got no fucking money. You want $1 million, you want $100,000, but you're
Disciplined.
not even disciplined enough to follow a workout routine.
Gotta have discipline. I know that.
Disciplined enough to be dedicated to your business. You're not even disciplined enough to do the basic necessities of life, and that's take care of the mind, body, and soul.
The whole thing is about being disciplined. You got to be disciplined, man. I'm disciplined to do this, even when I don't think that there's going to be no results, or even when I think nobody's watching. I'm gonna be consistent on what I'm doing, because I know the earth is going to return it. I ain't got to worry about human beings returning me a like, returning me a subscription, returning me like that. If I continue to be consistent to believe what I'm doing, and I'm the best at what I'm doing, because of however I'm the best of what I'm doing, then it's going to give me the reward of it. So I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing, just for the simple fact that I told myself I'm going to be consistent. And that's just how these reality videos going to be. And I'm going to be the one that's going to bring them to you. The videos that took the internet by storm. You understand what I'm saying? It's the stuff that we don't see on a daily basis. Some of this stuff, I'm like a news anchor, little channel. It ain't news. It's just, I don't call it news because I'm not reporting something that's happening. I'm just reporting out some good stuff that, take with you in your little luggage you call life, and put it in there in your mental. You know what I'm saying? Your mental got to have some type of muscle gain. You could be the strongest man in the world and read all the books, but you ain't applied shit but a weight bench. I'm just saying though. Hey man, look, I need people to come to where you got to subscribe. I'm gonna get better at making y'all subscribe, put some more graphics up there or something, make a song called subscribe and share and like. And hey man, if you do, you can hit that little bell and they'll let you know when I go on. Y'all know sometimes I'm gonna go probably about 7ish, or sometimes I'm gonna hit you with a little midnight. Sometimes I'm gonna hit you with 3 in the morning. I like to hit you in 3 different areas with some good content, so that you could just pick and choose which one you want to go to. So I got to be consistent with the stuff that I bring out. See, being consistent shows that you're disciplined, and it shows that if I give you a talent, if I give you something, that therefore you ain't go and bury it and just sit on it and wait for me to come return to see what you did with it. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you the gifts before you was born, so you should already have a calculated move of how you gonna do that. And then after you have your calculation moves and all that, the other gifts that I gave you along the road when you had to come pick up, it's just like when you playing a video game and you playing that little other modern warfare shit, you just walk by, pick up your little energy, you pick up your little guns and everything. And that's how this shit is. If you just pick up certain type of knowledge, and when you pick it up, you got to apply it. I can see right now, I'm watching a rookie quarterback do things that a rookie quarterback normally doesn't do. He's at another level. He's on another plateau, and it's because of his consistency. It's something that he was consistent at, and it's showing right now. It's showing the people that, hey, maybe I'm under this title, but hey, you can't judge a book by its cover, because you never know what I can do. I know what I can do if I believe I can do it. I know what I can do if I believe I can do it, and I gotta believe that I can do it. That's the only way that it's gonna be done. I have to believe. Can't nobody make me believe. Can't nobody come give me no pep rally. Can't nobody come tell me to sit on no bonfire so they can pump me up so I can got to go. I got to get enough energy one day to get up and be strong enough to face my fears and fight them off. You got to fight that shit off, people. But that's what this channel is for, man. You just come here, you release some of that shit, you get you some popcorn, sit and chill. I'm gonna find some comedy shit. I'm gonna throw some real shit in there. I'm gonna throw some, we gotta debunk this shit. We gotta see this shit. Well, it's gonna be all type of stuff, man. Y'all just keep on rocking with me. This shit gonna get better, and I was gonna get better. I'm gonna get better, and we just gonna keep on. Hey, y'all let me know what time y'all want to watch this shit. You know what I'm saying? I come on certain times. Some of y'all come home, don't take a bath, eat your food, and go to bed. Some of y'all do come home, take a bath, eat your food, go to bed. Some of y'all don't even talk to your kids. Just go, hey, whatever the fuck it is, just let me know what time it is, and I go from there. But I appreciate y'all coming out to see what I'm doing, and I continue to see what I'm doing, because that's why I put come see by me. So nosy ass can come see what the fuck I'm doing. And if you don't agree with what I'm doing, fine. Go on about your business. Go down the street. Go do something else. But I know here it's gonna be some good ass content, buddy. So keep on. Let's go. End it with a banger. I got my own music too. It's my own shit. I don't listen to nobody else shit. I do everything on my own pace. Own clothing, own gear. Ever since y'all seen me, it's been KSBM. You know what it is. Come see by me. Holler at me if you want some merch. Fuck around, give it to you for free.
For me to know we here now, believe it, brokers. I am on my shit, and you know it's true. Ask your bitch, she know it too. Why you think she can live with the crew? I am on my shit. Didn't see me, no. Everybody always wanna see me flow. I show stop there and seen I'm on. Cause I am on my shit.
I'm on mine. They know why. She so shy. I'm so fly. The thought of it open up her eye. The grind in me, she say that's my guy. Pine cone fresh, she asks why. Fresh head to toe, baby girl, you be surprised. Boss status, we some wise guys. Super size, baby girl, you're small fry. Do something like that, I'm nothing like that. Whole sci-fi nigga, you boss, I'm back. The more you hate it, it just makes me laugh. Don't be mad at me, you need to be mad at yourself. Can't stand backstabbers, talk about you and laugh with you. Then they get mad at you when you learn how to deal with them. I'm a heart and I got no patience, ignorance and I'm not gonna take it. Tequila shot and I don't even taste it. Promethazine, expensive tasting. 6 and 8 and I stay betting. Bet the boy, you know I'm drinking. Get it, I'm the drink man. Purple like the Kool-Aid man. Patty cake, I got a baker's hand. Get rid of these grams as fast as I can. Roll it up, put one in the air, man.
Open up the race, always at first, cause that's the place. Don't know what I'm on if that's the case, bitch. I am on my shit, and they see it though. What are your most for me to know? We here now, believe it, brokers. I am on my shit, and you know it's true. Ask your bitch, she know it too. Why you think she can live with the crew? I am on my shit. You didn't see me, no. Everybody always wanna see me flow. I show stop every scene I'm on, cause I am on my shit.